mysterious circumstances. Nathan, 30, was last seen walking alone along the promenade at 4:08 a.m. before being found hours later at the base of a 500-foot cliff. Spanish authorities initially called it an accident or suicide, but his family suspects foul play. His brother and sister uncovered evidence showing his phone was used and bank cards attempted after his death.
Welcome to the Running Red podcast. So tonight should be a short one, really. This has been discussed by other content creators, so it's just putting it out there again and trying to raise awareness, because somebody might be watching, hopefully from Spain, that jogs their memory, because we're looking for a couple of guys. I can call them scumbags. I'd call them scumbags. That's what I think. That's what I personally think from what I know. Just a test. Can everyone hear me okay? Everything looks okay my end. I don't know whether it's raining out there where you are, but we've got rain. We had a lovely day, didn't we? Unfortunately, I was working. I was thinking, shall I take the day off? Shall I take the day off and go out on a bike ride? Because I left Rosie at the dog sitter, and I thought, shall I? I'll save it for another time. But yeah, I take it you can hear me all right. Right, I'll kick off an icebreaker first of all. This until the chat builds up. So, what I want to ask you is something trivial of what is, now you're going to have a number of these, but what is your favourite place? Or where is your favourite place, rather? Yeah, that's Seren. Hi there. Hello, Lou, Lisa, Cheryl, Kathleen. Hope you're all well. And everyone else. Favourite place? It's difficult for me, but I'm going to say Ireland. Ireland. Never been to Ireland. I always think of Ireland. Catherine Lane, Ireland. Okay. Are you from Ireland or you just visit there? I always think of it as raining there as well. So it's raining here now. It's raining in Ireland a lot. Depends where you are, maybe. Whereabouts in Ireland is your favourite place? I would like to go maybe south in the mountains and just climb some of the mountains in the summer, maybe. Cornwall's nice. Camden. Oh, no, I've been to Camden. Each to their own, Lou, but Camden, oh, that's a horrible place, isn't it? Camden Market. Used to go to London a lot. Used to travel the tube a lot. Wouldn't say I've loved it, really. Like the parks. So, although it's outside of London, like Richmond Park, Bushy Park, Hyde Park, St James's Park, all the parks. Oh, Kathleen, Donegal. That's a place. Don, is that where Don comes from, Ireland? There's a place called Kildon, I think, something like that. Sharky, hi. Hope you're well, mate. Ireland, West Coast, Donegal Bay. Seren, yeah, you like that? Donegal. I like Dubai. Bit controversial, isn't it, from what we hear from a lot of dealers go to Dubai. Well, a lot of nice people go to Dubai as well. I'm not saying dealers aren't nice. I'm getting into something else here, aren't I, really? That was a question, actually, for a trivial question. Do we think dealers should be dealt with, or just, are they okay? Just let them do what they do. Maybe Class C dealers are okay, are they? I'm not saying they are. I'm asking you. Class A drug dealers, are they okay? If it was legalised, perhaps they wouldn't have anything to do. But they deal in something else, so they could deal in something else, couldn't they? Something like Base Bay and sell goods, just normal goods, like everyday people. Cyprus, lovely. Gwent in Belgium. They had in the old days a cross-country race in Gwent, Belgium. That's all I know about Gwent. I like Dubai. Yeah, you can't pinpoint one place as being your favourite, can you? I like Devon. I like Cornwall. In the summer, though. In the summer months. Miserable, isn't it? My nephew travelled to Thailand yesterday. Never been to Thailand. Quite like to go. Maybe to the beach area. Malaysia, I'd like to go there. Never been there. Let's go to New Zealand. No snakes in New Zealand. They didn't travel across the water from Australia. Liam, more record shops for me. Oh, yeah, that's a place, isn't it? Record shop. Remember the old record shops? We had one in a bus depot. And it was just nice flicking through the vinyl. And there was like 10-inch, 12-inch, 45-inch, small ones, and albums. Something like that. Didn't the 12-inch were bigger, weren't they? Because obviously they were 12-inch. Yeah. Memories, records. What happened to records? Even CDs. What happened to CDs? I used to have a car with the old cassettes, the things that were reeled out and you had to put a pencil in to reel them back in. Cassettes. Brilliant. And my dad had the old Zephyr cars, when he was gangstering around, driving the Zephyr cars. Big stepdad. Driving the Zephyr cars. My dad had some nice old cars as well. Austin 11, Austin 10, Austin 11s. Anyway, those he had really old-fashioned, like big cassettes. They're about that size. I can't remember what they're called now, but they slotted in as well. You had this big cassette player at the front of the car. Hi, Claire. Hope you're well. I am friends with you on TikTok now. You forgot about me. No, I did have to. You should have where I request. No, you request, or I request to be your friend. That's right. That's a good idea. Nowadays, with everybody against each other, you don't know who's who, so you don't know who's coming in. Dats. Were they called shadowy figure? Were they called dats? What's dats? Was that what you're talking about with the big cassettes? They were big things, not the VHS cassettes, but they were like that, weren't they? But they played music. How technology comes along. Nowadays, you just have your phone, don't you? And it does everything. Just plug it in or do whatever, Bluetooth it over to your car, and you've got a big computer screen in your car now. They're going to get bigger, aren't they? You're going to get 75-inch in your car soon. You won't look at the windscreen. You'll have the screen on the within the TV. Yeah, email. But Lou, did Lucy contact me? An email. I think Lucy contacted a number of people. I think she contacted you, Claire, but it wasn't Lucy really, was it? I asked for 2 million. She offers me money, so I said 2 million. Turned me down. Well, she hasn't replied yet. 2 million. I don't know what for. That would do me. Tax-free. Cash, keep it under the mattress. I'm joking. I'm not really against the law. I'm all for the law, of course. Or I was. Have faith. Liam, yeah, mainly, what did you say? Mainly music is transferred onto USB on controllers, but I still like to mix with the records. Yeah, people do like the sound of records, don't they? Else 8-track. Yeah, I think that's what it's called. 8-track, wasn't it? Don't know. Anyone else put their favourite place, country, town? I was just wondering, because it leads on to my next topic. Obviously, this topic, important topic, serious topic. I thought someone was going to put Benidorm down. I used to have a place, a buy-to-let, along the coast near Torrevecchia, in between Torrevecchia and Alicante, a place called Gran Alicante. It was a buy-to-let. I made a few quid on it, but I wish I had it now. But obviously I couldn't afford to buy. That's why you buy to that, and then you make whatever profits in there. So if it's 50 grand and you sell it 3 years later, you might make 5 grand, 10 grand, 15 grand, not much. Then you go and blow it all on a car or something, or rugs. Not me, not rugs. I'm in a jokey mood. I do apologise. I'm going to get a bit serious now. So we have that was missing. Missing was not missing. Originally, he was missing, but he was found at the bottom of a cliff. That was Nathan Osman in September 2024. Hopefully, jog somebody's memory. I'm just going to presume everyone thinks it's foul play. Some people don't. Some people think that he walked up there. So at 4:09 to be precise a.m., we saw him walking across. I'll just play a video. It was in the intro. I'll just play it now for you. He was walking across from where he went to, whichever nightclub he went to try and find his hotel. Apparently, he phoned a taxi at 3 a.m. That taxi didn't turn up. But actually, I'll just talk about this in one moment. I just wanted you to watch this one. It's about a minute long. Talk amongst yourselves as well if you don't want to watch it. But if you've seen
Nathan, 30, was last seen walking alone along the promenade at 4:08 a.m. before being found hours later at the base of a 500-foot cliff. Spanish authorities initially called it an accident or suicide, but his family suspects foul play. His brother and sister uncovered evidence showing his phone was used and bank cards attempted after his death. Various circumstances. Nathan, 30, was last seen walking alone along the promenade at 4:08 a.m. before being found hours later at the base of a 500-foot cliff. Spanish authorities initially called it an accident or suicide, but his family suspects foul play. His brother and sister uncovered evidence showing his phone was used and bank cards attempted after his death. Their investigation convinced a Spanish judge to open a homicide case. The family says, "We owe it to his children to fight for the truth."
Okay, what does everyone think initially? So surely we don't think he walked up to the top of that cliff and then fell off. I'll just discuss the accident first of all. I'll just say that it was an accident first of all. So we're saying at 4:09 a.m. he thought, "Oh, I'll just walk up there. It looks nice up there. I'll walk up there." Did you notice he had a bit of a limp? He had a bit of a limp, I think, in that video. Maybe a little bit drunk, a little bit merry, a little bit drunk. He was walking along with a bit of a swagger. Maybe it looked like a limp. I can only think that I wouldn't walk up there in the dark. There is a possibility. He looked as though he wasn't someone that didn't go to a gym. I think he was quite fit looking guy. Father of four, wasn't he? Father of four. It's just such a sad thing. But what would I do? So I'd go back to the hotel, get this taxi, or walk back to the hotel. Maybe he was a bit disorientated and lost, but taxi probably would know where the hotel was. So he goes back. Hello, Gabby. Hello, Gabby. Easy target. Yeah, he was, wasn't he? So I'm thinking, oh, I'll go back to the hotel. Can't sleep. Come first light. What was first light in September over there? Would that be at 6, 7 a.m.? Oh, I know. I'll go for a jog. I'll go for a run up this cliff and then fall off. Don't think that happened. So we'll go on what we know. So he was taken up there. So Alana, his sister, it was interesting because she was talking about a clairvoyant she went to. Clairvoyant, medium. The medium spoke to Nathan on the other side. Right, just hear me out. I know some people do believe in clairvoyance, some people don't, but I'm just running it by you, and this is what Alana said. The clairvoyant said, she spoke to Nathan, and Nathan said, yeah, taxi picked me up. It just came along, and I flagged it down, but the taxi driver was in on it. He took me to these two guys. These two guys were really skinny. I could handle them, and they wanted my wallet. And I said, if you want my wallet, you come and get it, guys, and I ran. He ran. He wished that he hadn't, apparently, because he could have turned around and battered these two skinnier guys. But he ran, and then he came to the edge of the cliff, and then he fell off, apparently. He hurt his ankle. That's what they did find injury to his ankle. But as I say, before that, he was walking with a limp. I thought so in the video. But that could have been so. And Lou, you've heard that too, Lou, yeah? It's been going on some time. Creators have been talking about this. Marvin's been talking about this one for ever since it happened, I think, since September, on and off. Other creators as well. They've all been in on it. What we're going, Scoobs, that red car seems relevant. A taxi would make sense, actually, because you stop and you get in the taxi, you just say, oh, I'm a bit lost. Can you know the way to the Holiday Inn or whatever hotel he was staying at? A prostitute. It's interesting, Scoobs. I wonder if the pimps were involved. Right, prostitutes. So when I was in Benidorm, I was single. I didn't go to prostitutes. But have you seen the prostitutes there? I'm not being funny. They are disgusting. Now, it was said that one of them approached him, and this is the honest truth. There were three of us that went from my place when I was single, hasten to add. We thought, we want a bit of action. We'll go to Benidorm, see what it's like. Just have a drink up and we'll stay on the beach. Went to Benidorm, three of us. I was about 35. Mate was about 28. My other mate was late 40s. Went into a bar. Didn't like it. Felt I wanted more Spanish feel to it. I wanted a packed bar. It was sort of empty with a few families, but they were kind of northern, and it was like going into Blackpool. No offence to Blackpool, I just didn't want that. I wanted more Spanish. My mate, we didn't smoke. Me and my mate were sporty guys. So we got up at stupid o'clock and went running, things like that. The other mate, he used to be, but he wasn't. He was a good cricketer, actually. I think he was a semi-pro cricketer. Anyway, he went outside to get some air, whatever he's going outside for. Probably one of the prostitutes. No, he didn't. He got approached by this prostitute, and she was disgusting. Now, Nathan got approached by a prostitute, and he was going, go away, get lost, get lost. Same as my mate. He was being bothered all the time, even though he was saying to this prostitute, I don't want you, go away, go away. And then she'd probably go and get her mate or something who was better looking or something. So I can see how that happened. So were the pimps involved? Did the taxi take him to these pimps and had to run away and fell off, or did they throw him off? I can't think that someone would use his card after he fell to the bottom of that cliff. I can't think of someone normal coming along, even though if you were a bit dodgy, you wouldn't go in his pocket and pull out his card and go, he's passed it, he's fell off there, I'm going to use his card. Just can't see it. What we got? Claire. Sorry, I'll read the chat. The Claire said he was hustled into the car after refusing. Yeah, and the medium woman picked it up. Where are we going? Just reading the chat. Yeah, Lou. So, Haley picked up on that ages ago, didn't she? There were two men behind a tree. So the taxi took them to the two men. I think that's most likely. That was the most likely thing that would happen. And then they tried to rob him. There might have been a scuffle. So there might have been three of them onto him, and there might have been a scuffle. They pushed him towards the cliff. He fell off, or they pushed him off. They say that there wasn't rugs in his system, because that was another thing I wanted to look at. Whether he was buying rugs from someone, some dodgy dealer, but that wasn't the case, because he wasn't a rugs man. He was a bit of an alcohol man, but he wasn't a real drinker. So he was just out there for a couple of days, few days at a time. Just going back. Bear with. It's picking up. I thought it was a limp. That's a bit random. Do you mean pimp or limp? Oh, I thought he had a limp. Sorry. Yeah, it's Joanne. I hope they find the answers. It's about nudging someone to. I think we're looking for these two skinny guys that mugged him or robbed him. But I think we want to speak to anyone that knows them, anyone that he was speaking to, even the night before. Look at these two here. These two were on a stag do, not him. That's Nathan. Bear with. Got this one. So these two girls that Nathan was talking to, this was the night before apparently. They're on a hen do, stag do, hen do, I mean, sorry. These two girls. So they must be known from somewhere. They look possibly, I don't know, any nationality, but they look British to me because it's a British kind of place, isn't it? Ura, interesting. Those people behind the tree have no involvement. They stayed there for around 10 minutes after he passed and then left in the opposite direction. Okay, interesting. You wouldn't walk in an isolated place. Hello, Gabby. You wouldn't walk in an isolated place. No, you wouldn't. You wouldn't walk up there really in the dark, would you? So he was taken up there. It was just a reason why, just to take his bank cards. Doesn't make sense really, because they've got a limit on them, haven't they? So would he have his debit card, and he'd have his credit card with him? Maybe the credit card's not got a limit on it. But you wouldn't go to a shop, would you, and buy something trivial? It wouldn't be worth it, would it? So you want the motive to be something big. You want to do something to him to get a big reward. So you'd use the cards online, wouldn't you, for a big purchase if you can? But then again, they've got a security system on mine. I know they text me a number, and they'd have to break into his phone, get into his phone. They'd have to know his 4-digit code or whatever that you do with your fingerprinting, or I suppose they could use his face. I don't use that Face ID thing. That's not very secure, is it? Or the fingerprint thing. Lou, yeah, maybe mistaken identity. Yeah, could have been. This always makes me sad. The four kids left behind. Always a sad thing, isn't it? Yeah, hello, Gabby. £150 limit. Yeah, something like that. Maybe 250 limit, something like that. Wouldn't be worth it, would it? So, opportunist, maybe. It wasn't premeditated. I think as he spoke to this medium, apparently he was someone who'd have a go. He'd have a go. Yeah, come on, have a go if you're hard enough. He'd have a go. So, it would have been a struggle. So, it would have been opportunists. So, someone cracked him one over the head, maybe, and then threw him off. Something like that, maybe. So these were his friends. So they were work colleagues. So they weren't really close friends. So he just happened to tag over with them when they were going over there. So they would have been all questioned. Who was he talking to? Was he a bit of a loner? Did he slope off? Why would he slope off? Where did his friends go? This is something like the JS case. Why do friends all disappear and leave someone? I've said with my mate, he went outside to get some air. I suppose he was only out there for a bit and then he came back in. But I suppose he could have got accosted and got dragged into a taxi. I think maybe girls may be different. Might I say maybe they stick together more. They're aware of more of the dangers, perhaps. Men, we just wander around. Anyone clomp us on the back of the head, easy targets, really. Yeah, Lou Santander, 200 to 250 daily limit. Yeah, not much at all. I mean, for the sake of getting home, if someone was going to mug me and I knew that they would take something, I'd say, yeah, look, I'll go to the cash point and give you $2.50 to save you clacking me over the head or something, or throwing me off a cliff. Just take it. I'll try and claim it back on my credit card anyway, mate. You know, do me a favour, I'll do you a favour. Like, do me a favour, like, go away. You know. A huge question: was he alone? So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 guys with him there, and all 4 left him. There's a lesson to be learned. Don't leave your mate to go back to his hotel walking alone. You can't afford it, and if you can't avoid it, and you are alone. They identified him apparently from the tattoo there on his chest. Such a waste, isn't it? Such a waste. This guy. There are his parents, Elizabeth and Jonathan. Yeah. Imagine that, hearing that, and then going have to fly out and identify the body. Awful. Yeah. So that's the strip where he was last seen. If anyone does know anybody in Spain at all, if they were around that time and it jogs somebody's memory, did they see Nathan talking to anybody the night before, around that weekend, or saw him on the corner, even in the daytime, talking to anybody? Just get in contact with anybody. It should be all over the internet by now. Just tap in Nathan Osman and you'll be able to contact somebody, or on here. A couple of people from the nightclub that he was at in that September. Yeah. One tattoo, Lou. Yeah, it's good that tattoos. I've got tattoos. They do identify you, don't they? Cornish True Crime. Good evening to you, mate. Or lady. Sorry, don't know if you're male or female, but it doesn't matter. It is strange, isn't it, really, that a medium kind of said all that. And how would they know? How would they know? Apparently, the medium didn't know about the ankle, and the medium mentioned about the ankle. He was running and he damaged his ankle, and that's how he fell over the cliff. But he was pursued, so it would have been seen at the very least as manslaughter. So they caused him to run. They wanted to rob him. We'll never know. We'll never know. All we can do is, I gather there was a GoFundMe. So I gather there would be a reward. If anybody knows that in the comments, a reward. That normally kind of works as such, as somebody knowing someone else. Because if that happens to you and you're in that realm of, I don't know, trying to rob someone, perhaps if you're in that realm, you maybe talk about it, don't you, to someone. So if a reward was offered and somebody thought, yeah, I'll take the reward, 20, 30,000 pounds, I'll take the reward and I'll dob in Tom, Dick or Harry who's involved. Normally does work. So I'm sure there is. The family probably would be happy to give out a reward if anybody knows anything. Just not on. It's just not on. That's all. It's just not on of him losing his life over something simple like that. If you did run after him, if you did clout him over the head, if you did throw him over the cliff. Sorry, I'm not into grassing as such, but their honour isn't worth defending. So if you are out there, karma comes along. It might come along to these people if they're still around. But in that case, it is worth squealing, isn't it, really? Just not worth defending. I'd rather have Nathan back than these scumbags who pinpoint people. And it does happen out there. Has anyone been robbed in Benidorm or similar areas? Tenerife, perhaps. Has anyone been robbed? There is just a right and there's just a wrong, isn't it? You just don't do that. Just got to get the message across. You guys making up stories like you did in the Phyllis Britain. Could be making up a story, but I went through the beginning. If you watch the beginning of what I was saying, you can come up if you want and talk about it, give your side of your opinion. I was saying that would he walk up there to a dark mountain? Would he go up on his own? Would he go jogging? No, because he was like full of alcohol. He wouldn't, would he? So, but Phyllis Britain, you've got your opinion, and you think we're possibly making things up. I wouldn't say making things up. We're just scooting around of what may have happened. There we go. Cornish, you're in Tenerife 25 years ago. Cornish goes really quick though, doesn't it? It doesn't seem like 25 years. 25 years ago, I was some places. So, 25 years ago, it was Benidorm I was in. It seems like 10 years ago. Really goes quick, doesn't it? Scoobs, you were in Veronica's. What, Veronica's Tenerife? Sorry, I didn't pick up the previous. Or is Veronica's a national chain in Benidorm or something? Nathan? Just good looking lad, isn't he? Such a shame, isn't it? Good looking lad with 4 kids. Oh, there was talk, wasn't there? Did he take his own life? What, having a kiddie to look forward to? Having kiddies to look forward to go home to? I don't think so. No indication of that. And it is an unaliving case. I've got to be careful with my words, hasn't I? I can't say the M word, but it is an unaliving case, and it's an investigation. And that's because the family raised some awareness, and they went to the chief of the Guardia in Benidorm, and he said, "Yeah, we'll raise it as suspicious as it is." That's not making things up. It is suspicious. Anyone else got anything else to add? Anyone want to come up at all? I'll put a link in the chat anyway. Perhaps Phyllis, you've got a different view. You'd like to come up if you want, Phyllis Britain. If you think we're making things up, you can come up with your conclusion. And if you think that you walked up here in the dark, up that cliff, up that mountain, then come and say so. I'll put the link in the chat. So you can come up if you want. It's non-toxic. It's a non-toxic place. It's only me here. There we go. Or anyone like to come up and add to what I've said at all? You're the 2 guys who do a U-turn just before he walks past, be worth locating as possible witnesses. Yeah, anybody really. As time goes on, it's not really fresh in people's minds, but something like pops up, somebody online pops up, one of the big creators pops up and says something, then people go, "Oh yeah, I remember that. I remember wasn't there some guy talking to a couple of lads by the taxi at so and so?" You never know, do you? Yeah, Scoob's talking about like security, what you should and shouldn't do. Yeah, we do find ourselves in vulnerable situations, don't we, sometimes? It's been said before. Was it Joanne or Lou? Somebody said when they have keys in their hand, they hold it like that when they're walking along and they're walking home somewhere, so the key's jutting out, just in case, bit of self-defense. Do we need to carry tasers? But the thing is, when we carry them, so does the mugger. The mugger carries it as well. He gets a taser as well. We carry a knife, the mugger carries a knife. We carry a gun, the mugger carries a gun. And it goes on. I'd feel more comfortable carrying something that was legal, like, is a taser legal? In some countries it probably is. Just carrying something like a taser. There are tasers you can buy, not necessarily ones that shoot out the two pointy metal things. They're ones that are just like give a current, don't they? just enough so you can run. Put your shoes on, put your trainers on and run. Carry your trainers around in the bag in the nightclub. I mean, the ladies. And put your shoes in a bag so you can run if you have to. I don't know. What is the answer? What is the answer to these idiots out there? Joanne B, yeah, and keep the key in deep heat. I wouldn't pursue you. If I was going to mug you, I wouldn't mug you, Joanne. No way. Not with that deep heat and that key in my eye. Oh, go on. How done. End of. Um, yeah, and then one of those alarms, those tack alarms, real loud. Pulled a pin, real loud. Just a deterrent, isn't it? Suddenly they're gonna think that. And some women really do scream. But I am aware, and it does happen, you freeze sometimes, don't you? I don't personally, but some women will freeze. What's going on? They just can't move out of fear. If someone's going to attack them, especially if they've got a knife or a weapon on them of some sorts, and they're like, and that's how grapes happen, isn't it? So someone's graped and they just still. And I said, why didn't you fight them? And they feel guilty about it. You just do it. It's just some people are acting that way. You just let them do it because, like, get over with, get lost. I don't want to die, but just not nice. Shed some light on it. Shed some light. Right. Police were useless. Yeah, we've talked about the police. Some police are corrupt. They want to know. Just wondered if I was investigating that case and Nathan was at the bottom of that cliff. What would I do? I wouldn't immediately think, yeah, he walked up there and fell off, and that's it, job done. I'd ask everybody, ask around. I'd know that it was suspicious, especially when you're in that position, when you're in a force, and you think, yeah, this doesn't seem quite right. I don't think sometimes they can be bothered. I think they think, oh, Rugs might have been involved. We want to back off. We don't want to get involved. You got to be It's your fault. You got to be careful. If you don't want to get mugged, don't walk around at 4 a.m. in the morning on your own. I'm sure that's what they think. Yeah, that's good. Claire, you've got one of those alarms, yeah, gives you, nowadays they must be able to do all sorts on those. We've got them on our phones, on our watches as well, the GPS, this one here. So we've got, if we fall in a ditch, it goes off. Sometimes it's annoying. You go over a cattle grid on the bike and it fires off. And then all your contacts are contacted, like you've had an accident, fall in the ditch somewhere. So you've got like an attack. So that goes off, your phone goes off, it contacts all your contacts. Yeah, but you need something like that just in case. Liam, so a long one there. So, to be honest, I'll give them what they wanted, not worth risking the comebacks. Yeah, that's one way, Liam. You could do that. It's fight or flight, isn't it, really? Mine, to be fair, the clairvoyant said that Nathan, if you're up there, mate, you ran away and you probably did the right thing. It's just bummer, isn't it? You sometimes question whether there's a God out there, don't you, really, sometimes? Is there a God out there? Why does he do these things to people that have got 4 kids waiting at home for them? Why does he do this? We're into religion. I won't get into that. Some religious person will answer me and say, it's all for a reason. Have faith. Something rubbish like that. I don't know. Scoobs, the speed of the mugging was a shock, and in a flash we had no idea. Oh, Scoob, sorry, I've missed the chat. Have you been? I'm sure someone out there has been mugged or robbed. Not nice. Well, their phones. People nick phones, don't they? I'm one for that. I'm looking down all the time on the phone, and someone can just come and snatch it and then ride off on a scooter. And I'm thinking, yeah, I'll fight them. No, they've already gone out. They're on one of those electric bikes. They've gone, mate. And they're all helmeted up, they're levered up as well. So if you do want to hit them, you can't because they've got full face on, they've all levered up. There's 2 or 3 of them. What's the name of the comedian? Got mugged, didn't he, for his Rolex? What was his name? Oh, God, he's on Saturday night shows, isn't he? You know, the guy, got slanty eyes, dark hair, got mugged. Two motorcyclists, big guys in leather. He just handed the watch over, probably insured. And his kid was in the car. But he got mugged. And that was on video, wasn't it, as well? Some people would do anything. They've got no morals. I don't know what they think. What do crooks think? Are there any ex-crooks out there? Because you can change, but you're kind of quite desperate and you think, yeah, I'll rob this person of this belonging and they're insured. They're not always, you don't always get coverage. I didn't get coverage when someone smashed my car open and pulled my bike out. They said, no, don't cover in the back of the car. It's got to be locked up against a lamppost, then you'd be all right. Oh, not allowed to put the bike in the back of the car then? No. All right. Luckily, it wasn't too much. Luckily, it was only about $2,000. Not like some bikes are like 20, 30 grand. Yeah. Just sick people around. They must think, oh, everyone else is a millionaire and we can rob off them because there'd be no loss. They must feel something, surely. But then again, serial killers don't have any empathy when they do what they do. So some thieves don't. Yeah, Claire, of all the places to run, another mountain. Yeah, another mountain. There are apparently quite a few people found at the bottom of mountains around the Mediterranean areas. Easily done, isn't it? Take them up by taxi, by car, and just throw them off. Do what you need to do, get the information out of them, PIN number, bank number, rob their whole house. Quite a few people end up at the bottom of cliffs, and we know one famous one, but we won't go into that one tonight because that's being done pretty well by other creators, and apparently you're not allowed your opinion. Just interesting, he ran off. Fearless, you ran off. I was going to talk to you because you were saying that I was making things up. What's wrong with you people making things up, you said. Just wanted to hear your view. If you gave me a good reason why he'd walk up there, then I'd believe you and I'd trust you, and then no need to put yourself in the comments and not even want to talk about it. Oh, Liam, Rolex got serial number, so it can be traced on the black market. Oh, so it's sold on the black market, otherwise they'd be traced, is that right? Yeah. Yeah, it was Scoobs. Scoobs, interesting, yeah. I wonder if the policeman was involved that found him. We do think in that way, don't we? We do think in that way because there are police that can be involved in things because can't give too much away really. But if you go into the force, you can be dishonest. You can be tempted, especially if it's a lot of money. And you don't get an awful lot of salary when you start as a PC, so it could be. Yeah, why would an off-duty policeman walk to where Nathan was found? Oh, Michael McIntyre. That was a comedian. Yeah, he had his Rolex watch. It's probably on the internet somewhere. If you Google it, Michael McIntyre, Rolex stolen. Two guys on a motorcycle, full-face helmet, all levered up, big guys. He just handed it over. And why not? I suppose he could have done something. But then again, his kid was in the car. They must have. They wouldn't. They knew what he had on his wrist, and they knew that he'd dropped the kids off, or picked the kid up, or dropped off whatever he was doing. They knew that. That was premeditated. And they got a watch, probably 50 grand worth or something like that. Oops, hang on. What am I doing? Kathleen Lang, a lot of robbers in Benidorm. Happens right outside the police station. Yeah, they turn the blind eye to dealing, don't they? It's part of the culture out there for the Guardia, dealing. So they probably turned a blind eye to mugging. Over here, they give you a crime number. Unless it's really violent or something like that. If you've got your phone nicked, if a scooter come along, nicked your phone, police here would just give a crime number and go, what do you want us to do? They were masked up. We got CCTV, but they were masked up. What do you want us to do? If they rob your house, the same thing. But if there's violence involved, yeah, they do tend to get more involved. But yeah, it's a problem, isn't it? CCTV picks them up, but they can't do anything because you're masked up. Can't identify them. And lights all around the house, but that gives them light to work in. The burglars work with lights. That gives them light. Yeah, they've got such a nerve. Even if you look out the window, you shout, they still carry on. Cheryl Harvey Demoni, 21, from Merthyr Tydfil, was found dead in Benidorm, a Benidorm room on the 16th of July 2024. Hearing was in Pontypridd. Nathan was in Pontypridd. Coincidence? Could be linked. The two could be linked. Possible. I haven't looked into that. Harvey Demoni. Perhaps we need to look into that one. It's just really to raise awareness out there. And the more people that talk about it, the more it might jog somebody's memory. And we don't want them criminals getting away with it. We want them to know we're onto things like this and we're all together. So if it does happen again, we all stand together and we want things like this to stop. I don't know. Don't know what the answer is, but there is an answer of we can all just keep an eye on whoever we're with at the time. Try and help out if you can. If somebody's got to walk home alone, don't let them walk home alone. If you see someone on their own, even if they're male, even if they're a strapping guy like Nathan was, perhaps you think, oh, mate, do you want to share a taxi? I'm going this way. What are you looking for? You look lost, mate. Something like that, especially that time in the morning. It's all we can do, really. Then they'd probably end up mugging you, whoever it was. I don't know, but something's got to be done against these certain people out there. So nasty, horrible people. Loads of them out there. I know. Yeah, Scoobs coming up. Crooked Cops. Yeah. Pimps, working girl, pimp, something like that. An argument. Just don't know on this one. Need more information, more people to keep on talking about it, and just find out who these guys are. Find out if the medium was telling the truth, and there are two skinny guys out there we need to look for. Don't know, maybe someone who does the cards, the tarot cards. Maybe they've probably done this, but if you could look into that and say where these guys are now, if that show you or tell you, I don't know. But maybe we need more of that. Need to find who these people are. Find one, and then you probably find the other one. Yeah, always be aware. Yeah, you need to have some sort of plan, don't you? Go to a club, especially abroad, a map, what the plan is, everyone saying, right, we're going to get drunk here, everyone, we're going to get drunk, but we need a plan. We need to meet in such and such corner of the club afterwards at a certain time. Make sure someone's got home, text each other, call each other when you get home. Mums always know best. Yeah, they do. Yeah, my dear old mum would have known what to do. Bless her. Still picture her knitting those scarves for me when I was about 40 odd with my name on it. Even on the outside, my name on it. Bless her. Yeah. I don't think there's anything else. Anyone else had anything on that? So just to sum up, coming to the end, really, can't do anything else. Just heart goes out to the family. Just want this not to happen again to anyone else if we can. It happens all the time. I know there are loads and loads and loads of missing people everywhere. In every country, there's always a missing person somewhere. Yeah, Claire, knitted jumpers. Yeah, I got the knitted jumpers. My mum used to get the cheaper wool. It was baby wool. So I'd have like a pink jumper or something like that. Pink scarf. Football scarf was supposed to be red and white in the old days in the 70s. And it was pink and white. But I wore it just for mum. Yeah, we'll just end it there, and heart goes out, as I say, to the family, sister, brother Lee, sister Alana, mum and dad. Hope you find something, someone who knows something, some lead somewhere that can lead to the people that did it. Let's just look out for each other and be careful. Just at a loss, really. It does get you right there, doesn't it? I'm just thinking of those 4 kids. If you're out there, heart goes out to the 4 kids. I'm just awful thing to happen. It happened so fast, didn't it? You wanted to go out there for a couple of days. It was just one night, one stupid night at 4 a.m. That can happen. Don't know. Yeah. Anyway, thank you for all turning up tonight. Didn't intend to be a long one. Hope it raised some awareness, jogged somebody's memory, and it gives thoughts to you as well. If anyone else out there wants to carry on and add more and do their own videos or lives or pass on any information to the family, I'm sure they'd welcome any information. And yeah, look out for each other, and look out for a neighbour. Look out for your neighbours as well. If you don't hear anything for a while from an elderly neighbour, we all know is to go and knock the door or something, or go around there with a bottle of something or bag of shopping or something, just to see if they're all right, because you never know. Yeah, morbid one tonight. But as always, please don't have any nasty dreams, and at a loss, I just don't know what else to say. But thank you for all coming. Thank you, Mods. Didn't have any work to do there, really, did you? I don't think. And as always, I will be doing some recordeds coming up over the next few days, hopefully, and another live if I can get together for something for a live, for an idea for a live. But there are some great creators out there, and I shall be watching those as well, and the ongoing JS saga. Although I won't be carrying on myself, there are bits and bobs of information coming up, and yeah, I gather there are a few bits of information that do need checking over, and the messages, the supposed messages from Lucy and Brandon. There was something. Whose was it on? Some wishy-washy. Something wishy-washy from Brandon came up again, but that's another night, isn't it? Really. So I wish you well and good night, everyone, and please take care. Thank you, everyone. Good night.